Hello. Sorry about that. So yeah, Google has changed things around, which is YouTube. In case you didn't know, YouTube is actually Google. And I went to stream live, and I have to now download an encoder, which I don't have an encoder, and those cost money per month. And so I was trying to figure out a way to just live stream, and had to do a bunch of reading and things to get here. But now I figured it out, and hopefully this won't happen in the future. Um, and anyway, it was just frazzling. I was like trying to go live, and it was like, you need an encoder. And I'm like, I don't know what an encoder is. So anyway, welcome everyone. This is Anahata. I am the channel of assisting frequencies for holistic health and ascension support. You may have joined me last week. I keep these healings to an hour so that we can all move on with our day, but they are extremely valuable. And whether or not you're listening back to this or hearing this live, it's going to be the same. You are going to have access to these healing activations. I call this a resonance remembrance, and I'm actually in the process of writing a book about this, because this is information that we already know that we're remembering. And so this is how it all happened with me as well. In April of 2015, God literally unveiled a portion of my brain all at once. And so I had information, access to information, without having to hear it. It was just there. And it was startling. And the information that was disclosed to me and uncovered was that we are all connected. We are all one. Of course, gurus have been saying this for millennia. But I'm not talking about on a spiritual sense. I am talking about on a physical sense. In all ways, we are literally connected. We live in a world of vibration and energy. 99% of what we see, 99.9% of what we see is actually just empty space. And that space that connects us together is far from empty. And I call that space the fabric of the universe, because it really is like fabric. It can be bent, it can be pushed, it can be worked with and through and accessed. And this gets into Einstein's laws of relativity and special relativity, and I'm not going to bore you with that today, but look it up if you ever are unsure about your unity to all things. There's a beautiful documentary called Black Hole, and hole is W-H-O-L-E. So check that out. Nassim Haramein, he's my favorite quantum physicist, and he has a really effortless way when you block out all the numbers, because I don't get all those numbers either. I understand the vibration of numbers, but the mathematical equations are far above my head. But that's the point. You don't need to know. This is a resonance remembrance. We are coming into an age where we have access to the recalling of information. And in fact, the root word of healing is a return to the memory of wholeness. So we are already whole, healed, healthy. We just have to remember our connection and release those things which aren't aligned with our true essence, namely fear, fear in all its forms. Fear is a disruptor. You have what's called a torus shape, an inverted donut, which is actually flattened down the seat of life. But all of this you need to dive into to really grasp. But rest assured, your heart is the emperor of all of the information that is being circulated around your biofield. And it is through the heart, when we can return to our source point, which is right there at the heart center, that we recall our unity with all things, and that we can remember what we have access to. And so what the Anahata codes are quantum essence. So these are codes as numeric numbers, and these numbers articulate the innate goodness of something, anything. There are thousands of codes and growing right now. I have 24 categories of assisting frequencies, and these are for holistic health as well as ascension support. So these are light activations. These are giving you access to the remembrance that you are connected to the thing that you're desiring, that your body needs to find balance. Your body's already programmed to find homeostasis, and when you put it in touch with the information it needs, it uses it already dynamically to, what happens is you activate healing responses. So this information is a way for you through your consciousness. And guys, something has become made very clear to me in the last couple weeks, stuff that I'd already been teaching, but in new ways, I'm embracing and remembering this information. And my desire is to share that with you so that you can recall this information and use it as we ascend. And that is that the balance, the masculine and feminine, if you imagine it as two circles, right? All emanating out from one source, you are actually in the middle. You are the event horizon. You are a co-creator. You are made in God's image, and what your body is the point at which you manifest. Okay, I did just see a car go by and also a shadow. So someone was asking me about last week, oh, what are those shadows? They're actually cars. So I just saw one go by. So mystery solved. Anyway, but we are very supported. I have set the sacred space before going live. So we are grounded, aligned, hydrated, supported, and we are here together to commune, to recall our divinity, the spark within us, which is connected to God, which is part of the whole, which is the event horizon. And so your intention is your ability to focus your thoughts and emotions vibrationally to co-create what you want to experience. We do so anyway, even if you don't do so consciously. And this is why a lot of us find ourselves surrounded by our fears, because wherever you focus, that is where your energy goes, and you are co-creating. Now you'll hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't subscribe to that kind of responsibility, if you will," and then they get really defensive. Well, the issue with that is this is transcendent of blame. Blame is also fear-based. We're not blaming anyone. We are empowering. We are saying that you have the ability to co-create, and it is through our discomfort that we are aware of where we want to go. And so this is an empowerment. This is not a blame. This is and then you guys, your life shifts, because everything that occurs to you that isn't comfortable is actually a road sign for you to navigate to where you want to go. And you begin to resonate less and less with those things in the first place, so they stop attracting to you, because you aren't giving off that vibe, you aren't aligning with them, you aren't worrying, you aren't all of those fear-based responses that fulfill your worst nightmares. You're not doing that anymore. You are optimistically stepping into your power, choosing no longer to be a victim, and taking it on, realizing, wow, I can affect every little aspect of my life in a way that's going to co-create unconditional love, because that's who you are at your essence, is unconditional love. And so I always like to think of it as you have two choices in every situation. You have fear or you have love. And these are the two ends of the pendulum. Both are extremely needed, guys. The fear part of it, this is the part of our world that is so beautiful in terms of, if you would not have that fear, you would not know where you want to go, and you could not reach the heights that you want to be at without those valleys. And so blessings abound in both things that are love-based as well as fear-based, because you can use those fear-based vibrations as fodder for you to ignite your desire to propel yourself in the direction you want to go. So these are road signs. These are not curses. These are not bad luck. These are not things that happen to you. These are divinely guided blessings for you to be able to align with what you want more of and co-create that. And again, you have to understand your power first before you can do that. Otherwise, you'll be in victim mode, and you'll be thinking things are happening to you and that you have no control over them, which is false. So we are, keep in mind, co-creating with what 7 billion other people on this planet. And so yes, we mesh and we move and we flow, and we're in this together. And it is within your response that you align. So how are you responding to the interactions of other people's co-creations? How are you taking in that information and using it to align with what you want more of? Or are you using that to propel your fears, your own fears? And so I encourage you all to take a break from the media. The media is a bot. It has an agenda. And it's not a positive one. It focuses directly on everyone's fears and the worst scenario, the worst case scenario. It breeds more of the same type of sadness, sorrow, victimhood, anger, frustration, blaming, judgment, all of these ego mind things that are actually false. They're illusions. We are all one. And so this was the information given to me in April of 2015. Through my divine download, I had access instantaneously to all the information that made everything crystal clear in terms of you do not need the physical thing with you to harness its innate healing qualities. I'm looking around for something, this chapstick, okay, the label's coming off, but it's because it's handmade. I like to support artisans. But anyway, artisans. This is Red Ripe Strawberry by Red Bee Sisters, made in, I'm not sure where, but anyway, it's coconut oil and vitamin E and organic strawberry, etc. Anyway, my point is this thing that we call chapstick is a blending of vibration that we're interpreting with our senses. That's all it is. Though it may feel solid, it's electromagnetic energy holding it together, vibrating at a certain rate, a certain speed and amplitude that makes it that thing. And so everything can be defined on a quantum level using numbers. And this is the information I was given. We do not have to, since we're already connected to it. And again, the only thing that separates my fingers from going through this chapstick is an electromagnetic energy field. And that is so that we can understand and interpret using our senses, smell, touch, taste, sound, whatever I missed, the 5 senses. It's so that we can experience things, right? And so, yes, that is what we need in our world. We are not just one big ball of consciousness. We are veiled in this state so that we have free will, so that we can co-create with complete choice and invent and do things that are beyond what we could do in a completely aware state. Okay, this is free will. We have free will to go out and change the world, do things we want, and create. This chapstick was created by someone who said, I'd like to take strawberries and, blend it with vitamin E and other oils that are good for your lips and put it in a tube. And, each part of this step of its lifetime was created by someone who said, I'm going to do that. And then they do that, and here it is. But the point is, you can actually access the energetic information in this chapstick through what I call an Anahata code. Now, Anahata codes are the vibrational data, the encoded information on a quantum level of a thing. It's not the frequency. That's we are dealing with energy medicine, but what we're doing is we're activating remembrance. And what happens when you remember about that thing that you already had access to is you activate a healing response, and that is the vibration. So the vibration is not a force one. Whereas when I put this chapstick on, I am applying that vibration. When you apply the Anahata codes, you are not forcing anything. You are making available to you through resonance remembrance the information that's encoded inside that specific Anahata code that you've asked for. Now, guys, there's tons of categories. There's 24 categories and growing. I'm going to go explain what they are, not each of them, In fact, not any of them, but I am going to just tell you they are, scrolling down. Guys, by the way, you can download the Anahata Codes for free at www.anahatacodes.com. And so we're going to get going here, applying this information effortlessly, instantly, by tapping into the higher self of our collective and seeing what we need. But there are A, B, C columns, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows. And that is so that we use muscle testing, okay, to find the codes we need, because the logical mind does not know what we need. If it did know what we need, it would already have chosen that and activated that. So this is an unfolding of knowing, again, resonance remembrance, which is going to be the title of my book. And it's the art of activating assisting frequencies. For holistic health, this is a preventative as well as a treatment. So if it's good for maintenance, but it's also good for crises you find yourself in, either mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. And so here we have flower essences that can come to the rescue through the innate goodness found within the essence that you are asking for. Tree essences, crystal essences. That's actually where it all started, guys, because I was praying about a way to deliver the healing qualities of crystals in an easier way, because I was finding there's probably a crystal for everything, but one, will you know which one you need? And two, once you do know, how do you activate that power through a physical thing? And so this was an answer to prayer, repetitive prayer. And then I became aware that, duh, you don't need the physical thing. And in fact, the essence of that thing, the definition on a quantum level of that thing, is infinitely more powerful than any one crystal could ever be. And it transcends the physicality and your ability to associate with that vibration in your hand. And then, of course, I was guided into, you add it into your heart chakra, etc. And that's how we install it on Anahata Codes. So let me just keep continuing with, we have flower essences, trees, essential oil, crystals, meridians, chakra help. And so again, this is not the actual chakra you're installing the information your body needs to activate a perfection of that chakra. So if it's blocked or stuck, or perhaps spun out too fast. Either way, these are dynamic healing activations that your body already knows what to do with based on the information you've asked for. So you're giving your mental consciousness, your intention, your masculine energy access to the feminine energy, which is the fabric of the universe, which holds all possibility. And so again, back to the seed of life that I was talking about before, look up the seed of life. But your Taurus, you have a Taurus around your heart chakra, you have a Taurus around your entire biofield. And so we circulate the Anahata code through the heart center, and then it is effortlessly regulated through that emperor, which already sends out all of the bioinformation your body needs to remain in homeostasis. So this is a self-directed biological transformation. And it's very simple, very effective. And the other categories are emotional support, either for fear-based emotions or love-based. We have solfeggio frequencies. We have herbs, vitamins, homeopathy. We have hormonal support. We have biological process support. We have the healing qualities of colors, of letters, of numbers, of directions, of the elements, of sacred shapes, of light beings, ascended masters. And again, guys, with the light beings and ascended masters, you are not calling upon an entity or a being of light that you have to be a specific religion or understand it or have a relationship. None of that. What is happening is it's the quantum definition of all that is good in that light being that is here to support you through your connection to that information. And your body kind of goes, oh, I needed that. And it actively, dynamically balances. We have sacred shapes. We have, oh, I already said that. We have sacred locations. So this is like you know, Sedona, Arizona, or the beach, or certain things like that, where you're instantly transported to those things when you think about them, and all that is good is described in a way your energy body understands through that Anahata code. It gives your body access, and through your permission and allowance, you can activate that healing response as if you had that physical thing with you. Super cool, super cutting edge, super amazing that we were made this way. And so again, we're remembering all of this. We are waking up and recalling, oh right, we aren't separate from that tree. We aren't separate from, on a quantum level, we are connected through the fabric of empty space. And that empty space, again, is not empty. It's filled with information. And guys, in fact, your whole body is going in and out of reality right now. Your body is fluctuating between waves and particles, waves and particles, waves and particles. And so guys, again, this is why you are the event horizon down the center. Your body is the portal between the void, divine feminine, and masculine creator energy. And so the two of these together, you are birthing what we see and experience in every thought, feeling, reaction. Okay? And so we are a collective, and we are growing in ways that are extraordinary. And so these Anahata codes are actually DNA activations. They truly are. Thankfully, there's room in our DNA to do that. If you ever look up junk DNA, they don't know what it's for, because only 3% of our DNA is coiled with information. The rest is infinite potential. That's how I look at it. And it's waiting our instruction and our remembrance. And so that's what this is all about. We have 32 paths of wisdom, which are the Sephirot, and I'm exploring those. And then we have a tab kind of random assisting frequencies. So again, ABC columns 1 through 8. So I'm going to just go ahead and invite you to connect with your heart center. So you may put your hand on your heart if you'd like. And just breathe. We're going to find some codes together that will benefit everyone, as well as listening to a few specific people via the chat function, and hopefully that'll work this week. Last week I couldn't see your chats, and then later I found them, but then they disappeared again. So anyway, we'll work through it. We'll figure out what is divinely meant to be right now for our highest good. And let's just shake off any distractions. Let's envision an impenetrable wall of protection around every cell, around every part of your body, around your outer body, above, below, and around the sides, around the room you are within. And let's envision now that we have this impenetrable wall of protection set up. We have the energy in our source point, in our heart chakra, coming down into the ground through the bottom of our feet, and it's instantly connected all the way, tethered into Gaia, divine feminine energy flowing, releasing anything that needs to go for this session, and then also replenishing you, giving you vital energy, unlimited prana, to be able to activate these healing responses dynamically and perfectly administered by your body through your heart. And just breathe. It is from the source point in which we connect to all things. And we are filled with gratitude for the time we have available today to accomplish God's will, which is alignment and a remembrance of who we are, unconditional love. All right, so here we go. We have the sacred space. Now, guys, this is very beautiful. I love Doreen Virtue. She's one of my I don't even know, sources of inspiration and comfort, I guess. I just adore her. And I was listening last week for her tarot reading. She has her beautiful cards that she decides what we need to look within. By the way, we are going to have an Anahata Code tarot card or oracle card for every single category. We're going to have the flower essence deck. We're going to have the crystal deck. We're going to have the totem animal deck. We're going to have the motion deck. We're going to have all these decks, and you can use them in the same way. And I'll have a weekly reading that occurs once we have all these decks. For now, I'm content with where we're at, but I wanted to show you this deck. It's my favorite deck as of now, and it's the Jesus deck. There you go, Loving Words from Jesus by Doreen Virtue, and she has said that Hay House has put this on sale. So if you want to go get one, anyway, I love her. She's just a beautiful soul, doing so much good work. And so I really appreciate her advice. And she pulled a card live for this coming week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and Saturday. Well, wouldn't you know, one of the days, and actually I think it's Wednesday, Thursday, I think it's today, the card she pulled was this one. And guys, I knew it was going to happen. I cleared the deck, asked, for what Jesus wanted to have me know for this session for you all. And I began shuffling them. And of course, you can't see them, what they are. And then the card that popped forward was the same one. I literally laughed out loud, got goosebumps, and teared up because I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And I knew actually as I was shuffling that that's the card I was going to pull. And so how cool when that just slid forward and I picked it up and I turned it around and gasped. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm going to read it to you. It says, heal the sick that are therein, and say unto them, the kingdom of God is come nigh unto you. And so guys, this is the photo. I have goosebumps. Look at my goosebumps. Woo! Here it is. There you go, guys. This is the card that has come forth for all of us today. And guys, what this means is that the kingdom of God is within you. You have access to all things. And to tell people about this, to remind people of their innate connection to the vast support network that we have available to us is such a blessing and an honor. And I love you all. I'm so glad you're here today. Let's get going. Let's see what codes come forth. And so again, I am using my pendulum. This is going to be yes, whichever way that looks to you, I don't know. And this is going to be no, and they're not going to be that abrupt, right? So I'm just going to ground myself one more time. We have set our sacred space and we are ready to ask. So this is the first portion of the Anahata Codes, is asking, what do you need help with? And since we are a collective here, all of us, both the people who are listening in live, as well as those who will be listening back, what do we need the most right now to support us? And we'll just see what it is. There's thousands of possibilities, thousands of codes. For highest good, what does the collective request? Is it column A, B, odd row, row 1, 3? Okay, there we go. So we have chosen, and so if you go to the spreadsheet and download it, you'll notice it's coded so that you can't see what you're looking for. You don't want to use your logical mind when you're muscle testing. And guys, just so you know, when you muscle test, you are accessing your higher self. It is the part of you that is more and most aligned with your source. it is not of this dimension, but you can listen to it. This is the part of you, this is called your higher self, that is most aligned with unconditional love. It has the answers, but you are and have chosen to be in this veiled state so that you have free will. And so when you tap into your to your higher self, you can ask, which assisting frequency is most needed for X, Y, and Z, and beyond your understanding, it is given. And guys, this happens 100% of the time accurately if you are hydrated, grounded, aligned, and protected. Once those elements, once you are able to muscle test, then the answers are profound. They bring about a holistic healing in that they deliver what I call the 7 tools of restoration. If you are interested in what I'm about to say, go to my website, download the codes. Download the free replay of the 7 tools of restoration webinar. And this is what the tool that the Anahata codes do. So you're activating dynamically based on what you need the tool of reflecting. So you we're not going to go into each, it just takes too long. Take the course, but it's reflecting, releasing, rewiring, replenishing, resonating, reuniting, and rejoicing. Okay, so these are the 7 tools of restoration, and you'll soon find that this code, what we've chosen, is beautiful. We don't know what it is yet. It's B3, and so I'm clicking on B3 as a hyperlink in the code spreadsheet, and I'm being taken to archetypes. So this is the category from which we need for highest good as a collective this moment. And so what you do then, the next step is seeing how many rows the information is populated on. Right now it's 8 through 23. Not a lot. There can be more, there will be more, but as of now we'll see 8 through 23, 8 through 15, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. Okay, we're looking for 11. So here we go. All right, so we have chosen the soul type of the archetype, the Explorer, to support us today. Okay, so guys, the next step, after you ask and find the code, which we already have, the code is just a numeric sequence, which again articulates the quantum assistance available through the innate goodness of the thing we're looking for. And so archetypes, I'm just looking up archetypes. There's a person, a man named Carl Gustav Jung, J-U-N-G. He has since passed away. He came up with the definition of defining certain characteristics psychologically that are kind of patterns within humanity. And they really define the core values of desire, of whatever it is that archetype is about. And so there are 12 that he categorized. And of course, I go off on other tarots as well, you know, that I'm building out. And so we asked for the Explorer, and so I'm just finding it. And that is one of the soul types. So there's ego types, there's soul types, and there are self types. So we asked for the Explorer. All right. Oh my gosh, I know why this is coming through for at least a few people. So I just read what it says, and I'm on soulcraft.co. Really cool. And now guys, as I explain, this is the accepting phase, right? We asked, we're accepting now, we're researching what is the Explorer and why did we ask for it? What will I have access to because we installed it? And so the Explorer, the motto is, and again, guys, this is dynamic. If there's something that you have too much of, it will tone it down. And if there's something you need assistance with, it will amplify it. And so this is dynamic through reflecting, releasing, rewiring, replenishing, resonating, reuniting, and rejoicing, you will activate this soul type, the Explorer, through this code. And so the motto is, don't fence me in. The core desire is freedom, to find out who you are through exploring the world. I'm getting goosebumps because I know exactly who this is for, at least in one part. For me as well, and for all of you, but in particular, a person and her daughter that I'm working through and with as part of just healing the world. This is going to be extraordinarily helpful. The goal is to experience a better, more authentic, more fulfilling life. The biggest fear is getting trapped, conformity, or inner emptiness. The strategy is journey, seeking out and experiencing new things, also escaping from boredom. But guys, escape is one of the two pillars of distraction that weave us out of our source, our ascension panel. One side is escapism, and this can be done through drugs, alcohol, even meditation, or anything that you do to the extreme, okay? Nutrition has become this extreme, people are way overbalanced in their, the way they work out and their nutrition and all of that stuff. Anything you do to the hyper extreme, that is actually escapism. You are escaping reality and you're going somewhere else, to be somewhere else. So of course you can see the pulling of that out of reality in the now, what's happening now, that's your place of power. When you're outside of that, you aren't aligned and things aren't as efficient. This is why I think Anahata Codes are so amazing, because they ground you in the now. They put you in the moment to where you feel your connection to all things, and all is well. You are mindful. Every second of your day, every breath that you have is filled with gratitude, joy, awe, wonderment. You're just in this really easeful soup of appreciation is the best way I can describe it. And with every code I add, layers of it are emerging and flowing and uniting. And so it's a beautiful thing, but escapism can be an imbalance. The other side is materialism, of course, being too far into the now that you only see what is, here and physical. And the physicality of the world is what you strive for. You strive for riches and titles and all of that. Don't get me wrong, that is we are abundant. We are here to experience and co-create and have. So that is not wrong. Don't feel bad. But what I'm saying is if you go way too off, in the woods with materialism, life can become all about material things and you miss the point. And so again, the strategy for the soul type, the Explorer, the archetype we're about to install is journey, seeking out and experiencing new things, escapism from boredom. So this is okay if it's just in moderation, right? Because there is an art to just being, and being okay with not having to fill your space, being okay with just this second. If you are the type of person who feels uncomfortable with nothingness, with just being, you really need to start meditating, okay? Take the time to connect with your infinite spot within you, the silence. Cut through the clutter of stress and deadlines that you've created for yourself. This is going to help you with that. So escape from boredom, which is good. We're going to be able to go on exciting journeys. Who doesn't want that? The weakness is aimless wandering and becoming a misfit. Talent is autonomy, ambition, and being true to one's soul. So this is also what you're going to have access to through this code. The Explorer is also known as the Seeker, the Wanderer, the Individualist, the Pilgrim, the Iconoclast. I don't even know what that word is, y'all. So this is the other cool thing about the codes. You don't need to know what this is. If someone were to ask me, well, what code do you think the group needs? I'd go, I don't know. I have no idea. But what has happened here is I have grounded myself. I have become the accepting recipient of the information. I've tapped into our highest collective, and this is what has come forth. So guys, the Explorer, and we're going to install this code. Your body will actively, dynamically activate it. You may feel something right now. You may feel tingling, or however you usually interpret energy. That'll be apparent. Some of you will feel not a thing, and that is totally okay, because this is a remembrance, and if you don't need that information, you don't use it. It doesn't mean that tomorrow or this evening you may be faced with a situation where the Explorer archetype is definitely what you need to tap into for support. And it'll be so, because your body already knows, oh, I need that information. Through your consciousness and your allowance, we are free will right here. We are allowing, we are saying, yes, I allow to be assisted by the information that is encapsulated into the Explorer. So let's go ahead and install this code without further ado. And guys, thank you for being patient. I realize that I go on and on and on. And so sometimes that's great for people. Sometimes people are like, dude, just get to the point. But it's my style. So thanks for hanging in. We'll get this code, and then I will take a special code from a request from someone and find something for someone here live. So left palm up, right hand on your heart chakra. And we don't have time to go into why this is the position, but stay tuned, read my stuff. You'll figure that one out as well. But just trust that this is the way to get the information through to your heart chakra, so it can be circulated around to all layers, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. We ask for, accept, align with, and hold this Anahata code. With gratitude, we attain the assisting frequency of the archetype, the Explorer. And now I'm just reading the code. We do so 7 times. Spaces are pauses. 2, 269. 2, 269. 2, 269. 2, 269. 2, 269. 2, 269. 2, 269. Now put both your hands on your heart and breathe with gratitude for the information we now remember energetically. And now we can activate this dynamically as needed over the next few days or however long we need it. Alternatively, I want to just let you know, if you need to ever access a code you've installed, simply put both your hands on your heart and say activate Anahata code. You do not need to know, oh, it was the Explorer from December 8th. No. If you recall any type of, oh man, that one code that Anahata was talking about would so come in handy right now, you can activate it through that intention and through saying activate Anahata code. All right, so there we go, the Explorer. So now let's, we have access to it. We'll see what happens. I want to see and pray and hope that there is a way for you all to chat. So group chat. Oh my gosh, this would be so awesome. Last week I was saying hello and I couldn't see anything. And then when I ended the live stream, all of a sudden I saw all of these chats and I'm going, wait a minute, I didn't see any of those. So hello. Does anyone see this? We'll try it again. And hopefully someone, any of you can say, yes, I'm here. I do see we have some live viewers. Great. If any one of you guys want to type in a request, I'm also going to go to a different area of my YouTube to see. I just don't want to mess it up. This is so strange that it's doing this. So you may hear echoing for a split second because I'm going to go check out my live stream and see if anyone's saying anything. And I can't even see the live stream because I'm logged in as myself. So guys, sorry, we'll have to figure this out another time as far as why I can't see this group chat. So interesting. I mean, I see mine and it says group chat, and yet I can't see anything you guys are saying. Oh, let's see here. And I don't want to waste your time. I've got plenty of requests elsewhere to list all available commands. No, that's not it. Well, shoot. Choose links. No, that's not it. Okay, well, guys, I apologize. If you are typing in, I just can't see you. I don't know why or what. I have the chat window open. I can see myself saying, hello, does anyone see this? And not a one of your comments are coming through. So I'm not really sure how to get that working. I'm going to have to do some research for next time to say, how do I see the live group chat as it goes? But in the meantime, it's just going to be meant to be. And I'm going to go switch over to the requested code list. We have 2 through 10. I don't know what they are because I'm not looking. Row through 2 through 10, which person's request should be helped through an assisting frequency. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Okay, row 7. All righty. So good. This is divinely guided. And this is awesome. I'm super excited that this was chosen because, and I do want to keep these to an hour, guys, but the problem was I didn't start until 7 after. So we will be going till 7 after. If you have to, leave and come back, totally cool. So this one is divinely guided because, well, all of them are, but I allow that, and so the synchronicity happens. And row 7 is a gal who is struggling with weight issues. So people always ask me, Anahata, do you have a code for weight loss? Do you have a code for vision? Do you have a code for arthritis? Do you have a code for whatever it is? And my answer is yes, there is a code for that. The issue is the Anahata codes are not symptom chasers. There is not a code that forces weight loss. The thing about the codes is it gets to the roots. So what is the underlying cause of your manifestation of weight imbalance? Some people don't have enough weight. Some people need to take weight off. So again, to have one code for all of that is impossible. In fact, it is the question. Your question is there an assisting frequency to help me lose weight? And I'm just saying me as in the person. And so it's very specific. We are so used to, in our world of symptom chasing and pharmaceuticals and doctors, to view our body as separate, and we view our issues as things that are happening to us, and it's all out of our control. And what's actually happening with your energy layers when something manifests physically is your body's trying to tell you something, and it's trying to tell you something with regards to your habitual thoughts, feelings, and the things you're commanding vibrationally. And so no two persons' weight imbalance is going to be made up of the same stuff. And so while there are certain codes which will certainly be universal for weight loss, your weight loss, the reason why you have too much weight is not going to be the same as the next person. And so my point is, it's infinitely personalized, and there is no one code for weight loss. So let's see, I'm going to connect to this person's higher self. And guys, anything, the doorbell's probably going to ring. FedEx is here, just ignore it. Anything that is available through this code will be dynamically activated by you based on your needs. So don't worry, don't think, oh, well, I don't need to lose weight, I'm going to tune out. And likewise, if you do need to lose weight, or you feel you need to lose weight, you may not actually lose weight with this code, because this may not be what you need. So my point is, again, it's personal. Go find the code you need based on what you need. And there is a code for that, but the codes will be infinitely different depending on your unique situation, why you manifested that disease. We're not talking symptoms here. We're talking root cause and releasing, replenishing, rewiring, all of that into realignment and remembrance with your whole, healed, and healthy self. Hopefully that's clear. And so, do I have connection to this person's higher self? Okay, so I have access. And she has asked physically, but that doesn't mean we would have access energetically. And so now all the questions I ask will be of her higher self. Is there an assisting frequency for highest good which will most support her in demanifesting her weight concern? And is this in column A? Odd row, row 1. Okay, A1. So guys, I'm just going to the spreadsheet now. I don't know what is A1, and I like it that way. I'm going all the way back to the tab matrix. A1 is flower essence. Okay, good, because flower essences work through water. This will be an emotional release, and a lot of weight issues do surround emotional issues, right? Things that you can't let go of, that you are choosing to find solace in, usually through comfort of food, right? Of the sensory pleasure of food. Not always, but in this case, potentially it could be. So 11 through, I'm just scrolling down to see how many rows there are. 11 through, wow, there's a lot, 75. All right, so 11 through 75. 11 through 75. 11 through 50. 11 through 30. 11 through 20. 20 through 25. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 24. So she's asking for row 24, and that is crabapple. I know nothing about crabapple. This is awesome. Never looked it up. Never looked it up. All right, so what we do now is we look it up. We see what are we going to have access to. And guys, this is where it's beautiful, beautiful, an exposure of the potential roots which co-created the issue. So very, very revealing in terms of, oh, wow, this is why my body needed it. This is what I'm going to have access to. And the code supports you in activating those dynamic healing responses. Genetic, I mean, through your DNA. It's pretty dang cool. Oh, shoot, I'm searching up the code. No, that won't work. So crabapple flower essence. Right? So again, I don't know anything about this. We're going to find it. It is a batch flower remedy. Crabapple is one of the most interesting of the batch flower essences because it is both to treat the inner and outer self. Individuals in the negative crabapple state are focused so intently on order, purity, perfection with themselves and their immediate environment that they are often unable to see the larger picture. Guys, that's clearly an issue we all struggle with. How do I look? How do I feel? What's the appearance of all of this, right? You want order, you want purity, you want perfection with yourselves and your immediate environment. And when that doesn't happen, it can set up, dis-ease. And so this is going to help with that. I'm not sure if this person's weight issue, and I don't even know if this is weight loss or weight gain. Either way, if it's associated with this, it's going to be perfect. And these people are prime examples of not being able to see the forest for the trees. You all know what that means. So once a detail that is off captures their attention, they can't think of little else. Oh my gosh. So this may be a habitual cycle of body negative self-talk. A habitual, look how fat I am, look how fat I am, or look how skinny I am, or look how whatever it is that you don't like. And by focusing on that, you are feeding that energy, and it is so. Even if your body does eventually become online again with ability to metabolize properly and efficiently. Some people say, gosh, I can't seem to lose weight, and I eat well, I hardly eat. Well, that's not the point. Your body is going to in that case, go into survival mode and et cetera. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not going into that part of it, but I'm hypothesizing how indeed this code is going to be activated, not only for her, but probably for you if you indeed are in the same situation. Their desire for cleanliness pushes those in the extreme negative crabapple state to exhibit the kinds of behavior that would seem bizarre to others. For instance, they may wash their hands every few minutes or take six showers in a single day. So obsessive a little bit, right, guys? This is what it's saying. So if you are not obsessive enough and you're just letting it fly and you don't care and you're just eating, well, that could be helpful with this code. But at the flip side, if you are the other end of the pendulum, it's also going to help. If you are, I have to eat this, I can't eat that, I'm doing this, and you're still, exhibiting some type of displeasure with your weight, then this is also going to help. This overwhelming desire for purity makes those in need of this batch flower remedy especially wary of insects, foods, and all kinds of infections. They are first in line for preventative measures when a new virus is announced. Okay, those in an intense positive crabapple state are often healers, able to absorb, filter, and transform dark forces and blocked energies in others. People with that kind of energy are rare, but all persons in the positive crabapple state can share positive energies with those around them. On the physical level, crabapple, often combined with pine, has been used okay, now we're getting off track, I feel, and we also need to wrap up. So there's a lot more information here. But I can see why someone would need it. If this is perfectly articulated, I bet it is, then awesome. And if you can relate to it at all and you go, oh my gosh, I need that for this, then install this code. If you feel you don't need it, install it anyway. It'll activate only as you need it anyway. All right, so here we go. We are gonna install the Crabapple batch flower essence, the assisting frequency. And let me go back to the number so I have it. There we are. All right, here we go. And then we will wrap up for today. We ask for, accept, align with, and hold this Anahata code. With gratitude, we attain the assisting frequency of the flower essence, Crabapple. 45628 451901. 45628 451901. 45628 451901. 45628 451901. 45628 451901. 45628 451901. 45628 451901. Both hands on your heart and breathe with gratitude. For the assistance that this brings. Now, guys, before I leave, I want to just let you know that you may actually have heightened feelings of this. So what's happened is when you activate these dynamic healing responses, your body needs to purge sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. And as you purge, as you unalign with the things that have manifested that are that are triggering you, right? You're going to feel that. And so over the next few days, if any of the stuff that I've talked about was resonating with you in a way where you're like, oh, I need that, be kind to yourself and allow your energy layers to get it, okay? Allow your energy layers to balance out, to release what you need, to rewire in a way that you need to think about things in a new way so that the manifestation of what it used to be will be no more because you're now focused on love-based vibrations. Be kind to yourself. You may feel a hyper reaction to any of the things that you need help with, and let it flow. Celebrate that. It is going away from your energy field. It is not of you in the first place. It is disruptive to your heart coherence. And so now you're letting those things go. You're going to rewire. You're going to replenish. You're going to resonate. You're going to reunite through this reflection of the code and the understanding of the information that you've gotten access to now. So the Explorer archetype and Crabapple. What a beautiful combination. And God bless you all on your path to wholeness, on the restoration that you are here to facilitate for others. God bless you on your journey back to remembrance, to who you truly are, which is unconditional love. Rock on, everyone. I love you. We'll see you next week. Be sure to check in with me again next week. And guys, I'm not going to set these up ahead of time. I'm just going to go. So we'll just be here, and just know that I'll be here at noon on Thursdays, every Thursday, okay? Mwah! I love you all. We'll talk to you soon, okay? And we'll figure out this whole chatting thing. I don't know what's going on, but we'll figure it out. I bet when I say stop broadcast, I see all the chats. Oh, well. Love you all. See you next week. Bye-bye.